Alrighty, welcome to the Pop Culture Corner. We're here. We're at Showcase Cinemas. We just came out of the Wonder Woman screening, and the movie was.
We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that at one point. Definitely wasn't my favorite DCEU film of all time, and it wasn't as good as the first Wonder Woman. But it had its moments. It definitely had its moments of where it shined.
Pedro Pascal performed his heart out.
Yeah.
If you ask me, that was the best part of the movie. My man really put his all into this. Maybe it's because he's coming out of Mandalorian and he couldn't show his face the entire time, nor could he show much emotion. So coming into this film, he really just put all that emotion into it. But he did an excellent job. My man can act very well. He's very passionate, and I guess he's a fan because he was performing his heart out.
He dialed it in. I guess we can start off with the actual movie going experience,
which was great.
I thought Showcase did a wonderful job of being clean, being very it was very uniform. It didn't feel like it was trying to be. It didn't feel like you were forced to do these things.
Yeah, for sure.
Put your mask on.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
It didn't feel like you were just being in a prison camp or something.
Yeah.
They did a wonderful job.
So
really, really well. If you're wondering whether coming back to the movies is worth it or not, I can tell you that I definitely felt safe.
Yeah.
And I felt good here.
It's like any other day at the movie. What I felt like was just, remember when we went and saw Lion King? And there was barely anybody in the theater.
Yeah.
Or a better example, Halloween, and there was barely anybody there. Mm-hmm. Same kind of difference. That's how it felt. It just felt like you went to go see a movie that not everybody and their mother is showing up for. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. And it's a normal movie experience. The only difference is they have a couple of items off of the concession that you can't really grab, but the essentials are there: drinks, popcorn, candy. Nobody's coming here to get a 5-star meal anyways. You know what I'm saying? The movie theater experience is still there, people. It's safe, it's fun, it just pick the right movie, and I promise you'll have a good time. Showcases, they're doing the thing. They had to keep things, like I said, concession items. Certain things aren't there. They got to shut down the arcade, which is I get it. It's reasonable. I understand it. Everybody's safe. Everybody's masked up. Everybody's, doing what they're supposed to do. Staff is on top of things. It was, like I said, it was like any other movie-going experience, and I had a good time.
Yeah, and they did a special thing. The girl from Showcase, just from the beginning, the manager was really, he tended to us well. He came, he filled up some popcorn that's right here. He gave us a couple drinks, a couple waters, a couple packs of Skittles.
Yep. Really hooked it up.
Yeah, asked if we needed anything else. No, thank you. That wonderful. I came out of the movie right now, and she was wiping the place down.
Oh, look at that. See?
I was like,
immediately.
This girl's amazing.
The movie just ended. The movie ended 5 minutes ago. We stepped outside for a moment, used the bathroom, came in here. So they're already... The second the last person comes out the theater, bang, they're in there cleaning.
Yeah.
So everything's nice and sanitized for the next showing. You're good.
Yeah.
And another thing I noticed when I was getting our tickets, now I don't know if it's always like this. I'm not an expert on this, but it seemed like there was a solid gap in between each showing for the individual theater.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For the one we went to, what is it, X Plus?
Yes,
right? X Plus. The next show after this is another hour from now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it gives them plenty of time to clean everything down, make sure everything's nice and sanitized, get the popcorn up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So they're on top of things. Again, it's not really that much different from a regular day at the movies. The only difference is just wear your mask. That's it. Everything's clean. They do this regardless. They keep their theaters clean, corona or no. So all you really need to do is wear your mask when you're supposed to wear it. Everybody understands that you're eating, you're watching a movie, nobody's around you. The closest person to you is 8 rows up that way. They get it. They understand that. But when you're out in the lobbies and you're walking around, there's people near you and you're in the bathrooms and you're touching stuff and you're breathing on stuff, disinfect your hands and wear your mask. Simple as that.
Wear your mask.
Simple as that.
And it seems like, I don't know about all the other theaters here, but everyone who purchased tickets for the screening that we were in, whether it was the algorithm from the app that you buy the tickets from, or like that was just people's mindset, right? So if there was 3 people here, we're gonna sit maybe the row back, all the way to the right, so that we give ourselves enough space. So it was a mix between the algorithm from the app and like common sense. So no one was sitting on top of each other or even remotely close to each other.
And Showcases, theaters, their layout is, each row has like a wall, like a banister separating you. So like there's a solid amount of distance. If you're in another row, there's a solid amount of distance regardless. So the closest people to us were 2 seats over and over a wall, and then the people in the same row were like 4 seats down. I'm saying, so you have plenty of space and plenty of there's absolutely no worry of somebody breathing on you or anything of the sort. You know what I'm saying? Like you're well over 6 feet. You can't smell any breath. Can't smell any bad popcorn breath. None of that. You're good. You're safe. He just went, and I feel fine for now.
Their bathrooms, right? Check this out. So their bathrooms smell like Fruity Pebbles.
I know, and that makes it. Dude, I was gonna say that to you too. That's so weird that you brought that up. I just went to the bathroom after he said that to me. I went to the bathroom and I noticed it, and I was like, "That it's extra gross."
Yeah.
Because it does. It smells like Fruity Pebbles, and like you walk in a bathroom, you don't expect to smell a wholesome breakfast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Vitamin D.
Yeah. I was loving it though.
A healthy start to any morning.
I walked in. I was like, "What is that smell?" I was like,
I love Fruity
so
Pebbles.
familiar. And I was like, "That's that. It's gotta be Fruity Pebbles or something, right?"
See, that's gross, yo. Why does your urinal smell like? Why does your urinal smell like breakfast cereal?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
But overall, though, I'd give the experience of coming back to the movies a 10, out of 10. The movie going experience, a 10 out of 10. Today's been awesome. As far as there's one little thing that I got the cash register, but that wasn't their fault. That wasn't my fault. It was just that's the way it goes. But everything's just been magnificent.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
The movie was the movie. I mean, people are gonna like it. Some people aren't gonna like it.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 5.5 out of 10. And that's only because I can see theater 5 and 6 right next to me, so it's 5.6 or 5.5. But yeah, I mean, it just wasn't as good. Simply wasn't as good as the first one. We'll leave it at that. But I thought
for now,
Gal did she continued being Wonder Woman. Chris Pine, I always love Chris Pine. He's still a fun character. Like Steve Trevor is a fun character to watch, and watching him being introduced to the '80s was like that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
There was one part, that you see in the trailer where she's like, "Oh, it's all art," and like he's looking at the trash barrel, and she's like, "That's just a trash barrel," and he's like, "Oh yeah." But
I knew that.
Yeah, it was just like that. Those moments were still good, but it seems like a lot of the stuff that was shown in the trailers were the good parts.
Yeah. No, they really, that was very much intentional. So I'm gonna go over my 3. What was the word I used? The 3 calls I made, right? Predictions I made. So I was wrong, with the exception of it not having anything to do with the overall picture, like the big picture of the DCEU, because I was correct about that. It's just very much its own movie, and it really doesn't play any part in anything going forward. I was wrong about Chris Pine. Pedro Pascal was by far the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
He by far brought the most energy to his role, the most anything really. Like he just really. He really came in, and he really went beyond just doing his job and playing his part. He really put his all into it. Yeah. And mediocre, it was just, to put plain and simply, it was bad. That, we'll go into further detail on Sunday. Like for our actual show, we'll go into real detail about the movie itself. but I was wrong about the mediocrity thing. It was just bad.
But yeah, so Pedro Pascal is a son. Alistair. Who names their kid Alistair?
Yeah. What?
That
sounds. It's off-brand Hollister. That's what that is. That's
Alistair.
You go. Yeah, you go to the thrift shop and like we don't have.
Well, no, it's an angelic name actually.
Really?
Alistair. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ugly name and it just doesn't fit.
It was funny though when they said his name the first time. But Pedro Pascal really was like Donald Trump.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
The whole I
was gonna say that. I was completely wrong about that.
Pedro Pascal is like, he has an oil company, but he doesn't actually have oil, and he just gets people to buy in.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Trump did with his real estate business. Is he didn't actually know how to do it, or like pretty much inherited it from senior Donald Trump, whatever. Fred Trump.
Fred Trump, is that his name?
The older one, yeah.
Yeah.
So he inherited it and didn't really he had a couple projects, but then he would have people buy into these, ideas and ideals.
Yeah.
And then he'd run it into the ground. And that's kind of who Pedro Pascal was. He had a Ponzi scheme, people would invest in it, and he would just keep all the money and use that to kind of show his luxury off. For instance, Pedro Pascal, his office building was really nice looking, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, 3 floors of it. 3 out of the 5 floors were empty.
Yeah,
and covered in dust.
It's all a front.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what I mean? And the whole buying, wishing your way into office. That was directly correlated to Trump's whole arc.
So it took you explaining it. It's not that abundantly clear. If you watch it with the idea of that in your head, you'll notice it. But I didn't notice it until he explained it, right? Everything he just said in detail, I was like, okay, now I get it. All right, blah, blah, blah. But in watching the movie, that's not it's not as clear as I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But it is definitely present.
And then the golden armor. Okay.
Serves no purpose.
The golden armor, I didn't really. I thought they were going to use it like this because the way so the stone that they find is what gives Pedro Pascal his powers or his power, but it also grants wishes or of sorts, and that's kind of how Steve Trevor comes back. But I'll put that in at the end. Well, during our spoiler part. But so that it all seemed very tropey. And it seemed a lot forced and stuff. And whereas the first movie was very realistic and down to earth and
until Ares showed up.
World War One. Yeah, until Ares showed up. It took World War One and put Diana in it.
Yeah.
This one was very mystical and and it forced you to suspend your beliefs on a lot of different things.
So Wonder Woman pulled the exact opposite that Captain America did. The first Wonder Woman was exactly what I wanted the first Captain America to be. Captain America 2, Winter Soldier comes out. It was excellent. Top tier MCU movies. 84 is just it's not that. I can say that with confidence. And I'm extra sad because she's all I had in the DCEU. That's it. All I had was Wonder Woman, and now she's gone. She's gone.
I don't think she's gone.
She's the only one I had.
I was also expecting maybe a little flash of something Zack Snyder's Justice League, but no. I mean, I guess we don't really know because we weren't at home, and we didn't get to see it that way.
Yeah.
But I'd be surprised if that they showed anything because. So what were the trailers? Let's go through.
Black Widow.
So Black Widow was number
Ghostbusters.
1, right?
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Which you didn't even know about.
What, Ghostbusters? No,
right?
I didn't, and it looks cool actually.
Actually,
you guys,
does.
Yeah, you should.
I'd probably rather go see that.
I know for a fact I'll have more fun with that movie than I did have with Wonder Woman 84. I can say that with confidence. that looks really cool. After that, it was some random like Puerto Rican Harlem musical. It looks really dumb.
Yeah, that was really
it
weird.
looks really, really bad. And then after that, they did
Washington Heights or something like that.
yeah, something horrible. What followed after that? Oh my God! Oh look, I can. Nothing of significance was shown. There was not a single DCEU trailer, and there was only one Marvel trailer. There was nothing. Oh, it was Tom and Jerry. The upcoming animated Tom and Jerry movie. Yeah, you got to be kidding me. But granted, Warner Brothers is making that movie, and they're also making Ghostbusters, and they're also making that stupid Lincoln Heights movie, whatever. The dance musical, whatever. But not one. You don't have anything for me. Not one trailer. Yeah. You gave me a Black Widow trailer. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You don't got nothing for me, huh? Wow.
That's okay. They
Suicide
don't have a lot coming.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but they don't.
Where's my trailer?
No one's gotten that yet. It's not just us. You know what I mean?
Where's my trailer?
James Gunn hasn't given it to anybody.
I know.
So
I know. You're killing me.
I'd be really excited to see that.
Like
that
when,
been
though?
So cool to see before this film.
Yeah.
Like
if
really,
not
really,
now,
really
when?
Cool.
When are you gonna do it?
I don't know.
Snyder Cut.
I don't even know about that.
Like when? When is that gonna come? Just some random point on cable television, I guess.
They're in the Super Bowl. Has that already happened?
No, Super Bowl comes in February.
Oh, okay.
Actually, dude, there's a solid chance of that. Actually,
yeah.
There's a solid chance of that.
But yeah, so overall, I mean, it's Christmas Day, right? So everyone's happy.
Yeah.
I'm still happy.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't exactly what we wanted or thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But it's, what I mean? You could definitely come back to the theater to see it. It was definitely a movie that you should see in the big screen.
Yeah.
I don't know about watching it at home. That just doesn't seem like it'd be something I would want to do. I think the theatrical experience is one of a kind because say you don't like a movie, you still had the whole experience of coming to the theater to look forward to. And I think that's sometimes the best part.
In other words, Showcase Cinemas is the reason we're still in a good mood and enjoying ourselves.
Yeah. So definitely, do your part, head out, support your local theaters.
If open.
Showcase is doing something so that the manager was telling me beforehand that you can rent out a theater for 20 people.
Yep.
For really cheap, like $150.
Yeah, that was an option when I went.
But you can do whatever movie you want.
Oh, word.
It's not just
Wait,
like
what?
It's not like a menu that you pick from. You can
Just pick
pull
up
anything.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you can
Oh, we're
pull
doing
anything.
that.
So,
we're doing that.
Like you could call and you could get Avengers. You could do Infinity War.
What?
Endgame.
What?
Yeah, you could just call and get that.
Anybody want to go on a date with Big Drip? We'll rent out a movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dude. That
Winter
sounds
Soldier.
awesome.
For me, Batman vs Superman or Man of Steel. I would love to go back to
I want to do Godzilla King of the Monsters because I didn't get to see it in theaters.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it was a good-ass movie and I didn't get to see it in theaters, so bam, there it is.
Yeah.
Endgame again? What? Infinity War again? What? Dude, that's awesome.
So you can pull whatever movie you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even the first Wonder Woman if you wanted.
I'm going to hit them with some random, obscure Captain America 1991. I want to rent out your movie theater to watch that.
But yeah, you could do that. So
that's awesome.
He was
That's
telling
a really
me that
cool
like
option.
Elf is the most popular one right now.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
People bringing Elf back. That's crazy.
That's
I didn't like Elf as much as everyone else.
Really? I love that movie.
Yeah, I find it like very childish.
It is.
It is childish.
It is. It very much is.
Dog, it's Will Ferrell in a elf costume that's
why
way
it's funny.
too big.
That's why it's
it's
funny.
way too small for him.
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
ridiculous.
He's like 6'4", he's about 40 pounds, he has a beer belly, and they put him in a tight spandex elf costume. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we know from our interview with Marvel Studios editor, Jeffrey Ford.
Shout out to
that
you.
You like spandex.
I love spandex.
That's what he said. He said he loves, and I even put it on the screen.
What? That I like spandex?
Remember when you said it, you're like, I was young when I got into the whole spandex thing.
No, I said I got into superheroes, ninjas, spandex, and web slinging.
And I put spandex, question mark, on the screen.
What about spandex? Every superhero knows that.
What did this boy just say about
Every
spandex?
superhero knows that. You gotta wear spandex. You can't just wear whatever.
Has has to be a spandex related outfit.
And you have to wear your underwear over your pants.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's superhero 101.
Oh my god.
Everybody knows that.
Oh my god. Speaking of cleaning theaters, so we have the shades open so we can see into the hallway like I told you guys earlier. So they're cleaning Theater 6 right now, and they're about to go in and do that. And they got some like, they got like little buckets of sanitizer.
Hi.
They got these like cool.
They're going deep.
Cool.
They're going deep.
What are they, like spray things?
Yeah.
They look like fire extinguishers with coronavirus vaccine inside.
I can
they
tell you.
Spray the vaccine everywhere.
You know what really sucks? If I could have said, I should have been able to say, oh, they need a fire extinguisher because that movie was straight flames.
Yes.
But it wasn't.
Yes.
Alas.
But
what are appropriate
I wonder what Jack's gonna think of it.
Jack?
He said he loved it.
Yeah.
So,
I would love to hear why.
Yeah. But again, we're here to promote
the theater itself
and coming back and seeing Wonder Woman. What's the next on? So I have a question for you.
Hit me.
Who is? So there was the post credit scene, right?
Yeah.
It has that person in it, and she says her name is this.
The one with the armor.
What?
She was the one with the armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was like, who is
she's
she
the
talking
legendary hero that sacrificed herself and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is.
All right. Because I was like, did I miss something?
Oh, okay. So I guess technically I was wrong, right? Because it kind of does serve like, okay, so in this movie, one of those Flashpoint rumors are ex-nayed because of an occurrence in this movie.
Oh yeah.
So I guess it serves the big picture. I guess. I mean, if
it's going out on a real stretch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there it goes. Thank you. If I ever stretch something out to the point of just tearing apart, I just did. Cause yeah.
But yeah.
That was the bare minimum.
So at the 30-minute mark, pretty much what I'm gonna do. So at the 30-minute mark, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an interview, the 22-minute interview.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and we'll kind of do like a spoiler version of this review.
Okay.
So I guess what we're trying to say is the movie starts off and it's the Amazon games, and it kind of there's a moral to the whole story, like there's a moral to that whole scene. And that's the moral that stays true throughout the whole film, is that, like, things built on lies, they're never as good as just the truth, right? And like Pedro Pascal's character is very falsely powerful. So, it's truth versus lies. Is instead of like bad versus evil, it's truth versus lies, and obviously Wonder Woman is truth, whereas Pedro Pascal is lies, and that's kind of what's always at conflict.
Yeah, it's very like item oriented, right? Because like it's Wonder Woman's lasso and the artifact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
which I thought she was gonna find on an archaeological dig.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess it kinda, like if you want to. Like, she found it through an archaeological way.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Yeah, I guess.
It's her doing... So, Barbara Minerva is an archaeologist.
Is that her last name?
Minerva, yeah.
Minerva.
So...
You're getting on Minerva.
And they were actually friends for longer in this movie than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's really not until, like, the very last act that Barbara really, like... turns.
Yeah, she wasn't as like Jamie Foxx as I thought she was gonna be, but it was definitely there. It was definitely present. Don't get it twisted. It's basically still the same thing, but they did have their differences.
Yeah,
she's really just like the girl version, I guess.
And so I actually like that they didn't use a lot of CGI for her the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they only really used the CGI cheetah look in the third act.
No, Patty tries to use practical as much as she can, but sometimes it looks very silly. A lot of times it looks very silly. And they did a good job of Cheetah, like, actually being a threat, right? Because, like, Wonder Woman Wonder Woman's strong. Like, Wonder Woman fights Doomsday. Wonder Woman is strong. She fights Darkseid. She's very, 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 very strong. Like, she can keep up with Supes, the best of them. She's up there. So they did a good job of, like, making Cheetah an actual threat rather than just being, like, a cat lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, a crazy cat lady. You know what I'm saying? They did a good job of, like, actually making her strong enough to keep up with Diana. Because, you know, actually, I've always questioned that. Like, how does Cheetah even pose a threat? You know, like, she's not...
She's just a cheetah.
Yeah, she's only kind of fast. Like, she's not that fast. Like, a cheetah only goes 60. It's not that fast, you know. A Honda Civic goes 60.
Yes.
Pretty sure Wonder Woman can beat a Honda Civic.
Yeah,
you know what
Wonder Woman does run pretty fast in this film.
Yeah.
At one point, it's ridiculous.
So bad. It looks awful. That's what I'm talking about with the practical thing. The running is the biggest offender of this. And they have a real problem with that because Flash looked ridiculous running too. They have a real... They need to figure that one out. It's hard. I know it is, but...
Yeah.
They haven't found it.
But again, so we're doing it. We're doing this as a way to promote movie going.
Yeah,
but we're
this
also
is more
doing
about the theater than it is about the movie.
Yeah, but we're also doing it to raise money for my mother's breast cancer, and Showcase. Showcase is working with us for that. A little bit behind the scenes, so we'll see how that goes. But if you have a couple extra dollars or $5 or whatever it is, and you can afford to donate it, the link is always below, and it'll go directly to her, so she can, help pay for. She takes these like chemo pills instead of like the radiation.
Yep.
Or because like some people just can't do that.
Yep.
So that she takes the pills, and with anything prescription, they're through the roof, and I can only imagine how much they cost.
Yeah, absurd.
Advil over the counter is, prescribed Advil costs a bunch of money.
Yeah. The audacity of these people.
Oh my
but
God,
it's unfortunately it's this, the world we live in.
Yeah.
So please, this is necessary, right? Like, this isn't just like for our benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is necessary. Like, she actually needs it. Like, you can't tell me you don't know how prescription costs are. Yeah. Everybody knows they're ridiculously high.
Medical bills, like the amount of
adds up.
appointments that you have to go to.
It adds up.
The different specialists you have
to
see. We
all know health insurance ain't diddly squat, right?
Yeah.
Like, they really don't do much.
Yeah,
especially when you get sick.
Yeah. So if you can help out, if you can afford to, I know it's
Please
tough
do.
during the holiday season, but the link's not going to go away anytime soon. But if you can't donate, definitely share, because that's free. I think someone said that before to me, and now I always say it. I've adopted it. Yeah, okay.
I said that to you.
I've adopted that as my own. It's kind of stinky that we couldn't go live, like the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
So the way what we'll do next time, you ever had been stared at like that? It's weird.
I get stared at all the time.
Yeah, it's weird.
Check out my channel, Pop Culture Corner, baby. Holla. Oh, we should have brought a sign.
I know.
Dummies. They can't hear us.
Yeah.
We should have brought a sign with our name on it.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, no shit. Maybe I'll write it on a piece of paper. Just kind of write it down. I'll plaster it on the window.
Next time. Yeah. But so next time we'll definitely have to bring like they sell those things at the like cell phone store where you can connect, like it's a MiFi stick. What it does is it takes your hotspot, and you can take your hotspot and plug it right into the computer.
And
cool. Do it that way. So
will you get that at like Best Buy?
No, you get it from your cell phone provider typically.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you could get it at Best Buy. Best Buy has everything.
Yeah, but you would have to go to your
cell phone provider, because the data would have to be like it'd have to have access through that.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely get one of those. I think that's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But next time we do this, we'll probably be like Dedham at Legacy Place.
Yeah.
Which is actually right next to Forest Hills. Did you know that?
No.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah?
Forest Hills is right here. Dedham's right here.
Oh, it must be the line of JP and Dedham.
Yeah, so I didn't know that.
Okay.
Because if I had known that, I would have said okay to Dedham.
Yeah. Why
You know
did
what I
they
mean?
offer it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So next time we're gonna go to Denim, and Denim has like internet and everything like that.
Yeah, that's $55 less than I had to spend today.
Yeah. So next time, I'm thinking we could probably do this for Black Widow again.
Absolutely.
And because I like this, I do. I like
this a lot. Maybe they'll let us do it every week. I'll show up here every week.
Different movie every week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had a good time. I really did. The movie was, it was all right. Some people will love it. Some people won't.
Apparently,
that's okay.
Jack loves it.
Yeah, but that's okay. Everyone has their opinions, and everyone has the right to their opinions. And the movie it's a feel good. It's a heartfelt, feel good. Turn your brain off, eat some popcorn movie. It's a superhero movie.
Mostly eat popcorn.
Mostly a popcorn movie. So with that said, though, we're going to jump into. Next up, we're going to be showcasing.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. So we'll be showcasing an interview that Jack and I did with Mark Malinkowski. Malinkowski. I can't never say his name correctly.
I can't never say his name.
But he's the global VP of marketing for Showcase Cinemas. You guys are going to learn a lot from him and about what the theater is doing to keep you safe. At least he'll say it better than a couple schmucks like us. He explains it a lot better. And he's going to explain the Be Showcase Safe thing to you guys. So I hope you enjoy that. It's 22 minutes long. We'll come back after that, and we'll wrap it up here with a 30-minute kind of spoiler review. So enjoy.
Well, folks, we're here with Mark Malinkowski. He is the Vice President of Global Marketing at National Amusements. Mark, tell our fans and our audiences and our listeners what it is you do.
Good morning. So what I do is I handle marketing for Showcase Cinemas, and we have cinemas in the Northeast in the U.S., and then cinemas in the U.K. throughout the entire country, and then cinemas in Latin America, so specifically Brazil and Argentina. And I work with each of the countries and my partners there to market our cinemas, so people come to the movies.
Yeah, and it's been kind of hard right now because, for example, I'm in Philadelphia and they shut down everything. But luckily, we'll be doing our show from Lowell, which is outside of Boston. What's it been like for the movie market during COVID?
Yeah, it has been. I will say it's been a very interesting time. Like any business, every business has had to evolve and to pivot and to be flexible, and really to learn, from this situation. And when we were closed initially in the spring, we as a leadership team at Showcase really took the time to think about health and safety and our protocols and what we're going to do and what we're going to invest back in our cinemas to make them the safest as they could possibly be. And that's what we did. And we created a program called Be Showcase Safe. That included installing air purifiers in all of our cinemas. So it's on the roof, but it affects all the auditoriums and it essentially kills virus. So all of our theaters in the U.S., also the U.K., in Latin America, will have these new air purifier generators. So that was a huge investment for us as just one aspect of things. Then we also working on our website and our app to do a couple things. One thing was to allow our customers, when they book online or through the app or even in theater, they would be automatically socially distanced from anyone else in the auditorium. We built in an algorithm that would allow that to happen automatically. And we were adjusting that, as different governance from the local markets, is given to us. For example, in Massachusetts right now, we have a 25% capacity limit. So the algorithm will be based on that now. But so the good news is you won't be sitting next to anyone that you don't know. Yeah. It'll book the seats in front or on the side. We have cleaning protocols with electrostatic misting agents that are non-toxic, but then our teams go in after a show, clean the entire auditorium with these misting agents. And then we have all other protocols like plexiglass barriers at all of our sort of interactive areas in terms of box office, concession. We have now a food and beverage pre-order system on our app and website, so you can pre-order. We didn't have this before COVID, but we built this into the system so you could pre-order your food and beverage items in advance. So then when you get to the theater, you just basically pick them up, and there's not a lot of contact. So we've really thought through everything. I mean, you'll see social distance markers everywhere. The staff is completely trained. Every time we reopen a theater, if they haven't been open since COVID, they go through an extensive training process. We've spent so much time to really think this through. And really think about health and safety.
So in what I've always loved about Showcase Cinemas and specifically was they were one of the theaters that early on developed and like brought in actual full restaurants into their theaters.
Right. Right.
So are those at the moment not where like are you not even dabbling with that, or is that?
Yeah. Well, we've looked at menu items. We've looked at our in-theater restaurants, our studio restaurants, and then we also have our luxe levels at certain locations like Chestnut Hill is all in-theater dining. What we've had to do for that is really revamp it all so that we can offer certain things, but not the traditional full menus, but certain things that we know customers are going to want. So they can have the best experience. But like, for example, Wonder Woman 1984, we have created these specialty cocktails, which are awesome. Into the movie, and our key locations in Massachusetts, for example, will have those available when the movie opens.
Yeah, and so you wrote a cool little story on your LinkedIn, and I just wanted to read a little bit of it because. I said this, I forget what show I was on, but we were doing something for Zack Snyder and his daughter. And I had mentioned how it was ironic about the theater and how its biggest asset is right now what's killing it. And you kind of said it a little bit better than I did. So I'll just read this one paragraph. So it's now many years later, and I work for Showcase Cinemas, a job I dreamed about when I was a kid. At the same time, the world is facing a global pandemic with the coronavirus, and the very quality that makes going to the movies so special, the communal experience, is the thing that threatens its existence. So you said it much better than I did. I was just like, it's kind of, but what steps are you guys taking to ensure that you weather this storm? So I understand all the cleaning and all that stuff, but like, we just want to know that, I will never have to face a world without my favorite place in the world.
Well, and you won't.
Yes.
You won't. We are really fighting. And the good thing for us and our company, and I think a lot of other companies in our business, is we've had to be flexible. It's a changing world. It's been changing for a while in terms of our business, and I think for Showcase, I can say we went into this after having a great year last year. We're a solid company. We've managed things through this process. I think we've made the correct decisions, but we will be here next year. We will be here in 5 years. We know people want to go to the movies. Even now for, Wonder Woman 1984, which opens this week, we have great pre-sale numbers, in terms of, the overall environment. So, and we've done great with that movie in Brazil. It's incredible, actually. And, with a few theaters that we have open in the UK right now, we've done great. And, it's just incredible that people want to see these type of event movies on the big screen. They want to see it, in our premium large format X Plus, with Dolby Atmos sound and, and to be in the environment, and that communal experience, even though you're socially distanced, if there's a scene that's funny, it's great to hear the vibe and, get the feeling from the other folks that are in that same space as you are, albeit safely, to be part of that experience together, and I think more than ever, people are just ready to get off the sofa. I mean, I like other people watch, movies. I've been watching movies on streaming, and it's not the same thing. I mean, seeing A Quiet Place, in a movie theater with the sound design, seeing it at home is not the same experience at all. And
No, it's not.
and as a matter of fact, we had a Netflix movie that we just been playing over the last 2 weeks, The Midnight Sky, George Clooney film, which is a big event film. And again, that opens on Netflix, I think today actually. But we've had people come and see it in our theaters because they want to experience it that way, and that's what's going to happen. People are going to want to be part of something bigger than themselves, and you just can't get that in the living room. I don't care how big your TV is.
Yeah, and I pride myself on my home entertainment, right? I've invested quite the bit of money into, my experience at home, but we even spoke to Marvel Studios editor Jeffrey Ford the other day, and he's been a part of the Marvel Studios since Captain America: The First Avenger, and he was saying there's nothing like being in the theater when Captain America catches Mjolnir and being a part of that. Like, you can feel it. The movie theater all of a sudden turns into a soccer stadium, and you don't get that at home. You can pause it, go outside, go to the bathroom. Like, I don't know, it's just not the same. And it won't ever be.
It won't. And it's interesting. We hosted a marathon. You're speaking of Marvel. It was the Marvel 22 movie marathon. I was tied to the opening of. You were there?
I was there.
You were in Revere. Right. You were part of the marathon.
Revere.
But seeing those people experience that over that 3.5 days, I mean, it was incredible.
They had showers. Showers out back.
I pushed to get the showers, so thank you.
Yoga. There was yoga. It was crazy. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So
I was there.
That's another example of just fans wanting to experience these movies in a way that's going to create a memory. And honestly, I don't remember what I watched last week at home. But I do remember, and based on that article that you had just quoted from, I remember seeing movies with my dad at Showcase. I remember seeing Jaws. I mean, I'm dating myself, but I remember seeing the first one. And I think those kind of memories are something that you want to try to keep and fight for. And the only way to do that is to make it part of an expense or a bigger experience, like I said, larger than yourself. And whether that's with your family, your significant other, or even just by yourself. I even some bad movies from the 70s and 80s, I remember them because, and I remember the movie experience because it was larger than life.
And do you think that one of the reasons movie theaters will survive are because of the comic book films, because the fans are dedicated. We're hardcore about them, and I feel like comic book movies and these sort of big spectacle films, you have to see them on the big screen. It's not like, okay, I'll just wait for it to come for DVD. They're almost like, social events. Yeah. Where were you when Star Wars came out? Where were you when Infinity War came out?
Right.
And I feel like the bigger films are really what's going to help keep the movie theaters alive, because I know a lot of friends are saying we have to see Wonder Woman, Black Widow, or any future film in the movie theaters.
Right. I think the studios are going to be looking at films in terms of what is theatrical and what may be streaming or what may be both. But I do think the event films are going to have a larger place, and it's going to be up to us to really eventize them even more. So, like I mentioned, for Wonder Woman, we're doing that with these themed cocktails and really trying to make the experience in terms of what you're consuming, what you're experiencing in the lobby, all those things are themed to what you're going to see, in this case, Wonder Woman. But I do think, horror films are another one. Comedies, even, I think there's that communal kind of sort of feeling of when you scream, and these movies are also designed to be on the big screen, but when you see, it's interesting. We had the star of Nightmare on Elm Street. We did an interview with her during Halloween. We brought back that movie to the big screen, Heather Langenkamp, and she said that these movies were designed to be up there, stories tall, to put you into the environment, to make it that much more intense and terrifying. And so I do think it's not just the action adventure sort of spectacle, but I also think even smaller movies, based on how they're designed, if it's horror or comedy, and even drama, I think there's a certain theatrical element, if it has it, that it will play with us, in a theater.
And so I'm gonna say something really nice about Showcase, just from my experience over the past 20 years of seeing movies there. Whether you go to Showcase in Woburn, Lowell, Revere, Dedham, Chestnut, like wherever you go, wherever I've went, that was that brand of movie theater. The management always prides themselves. It's not just like any old chain theater. The management really prides themselves on their job. They look professional. Everyone, down to the person that goes in after the film and cleans it, everyone's so nice, courteous. And I've always thought it was one of the cleaner theaters, and it's why it's always been my theater. I think everyone has their favorite. Showcase, no matter where it is, it's my favorite. And you guys do a wonderful job at keeping a clean environment. And this is before, so I can only imagine. And thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a family business, and we are like family, and I think we all take pride in what we do, and we know how important our jobs are. There's so many things happening in the world right now, and it's a difficult place for a lot of people, for really all of us. But entertainment is important, and to preserve this form of it, we're all dedicated. It's been such a big part of our lives, and we want it to be part of lives of future generations, your children and their children. And, this is a key time, but we're going to get through this even better. I know it.
I had,
thank you.
Oh, God.
No.
Okay. So I had said on a previous show that even though I don't know if movie theaters were invented in America, but I know the blockbuster, the Jaws was considered the first blockbuster.
Yep.
There's something about, the movie theater in America. It's something that's so important to us. We're a younger country, but, it's something that's affected the rest of the world, the movies we make. We're the only country that will spend ridiculous amounts of money to entertain you. Yeah. And I was saying it's so important that we don't lose the movie theater. It's so important because it's a part of who we are. It's a part of our our zeitgeist. It's part of being in America, like going to the movies, seeing a big film, eating junk food, and going with your friends, your family, a loved one. It is. It's you don't want to lose that. And of course, like in the lobby and everything, everyone's got to stay masked, right? So people don't have to worry about that. So
they have to stay masked until they get to their seat, and then when they get their popcorn, they can consume the popcorn. But ideally, keep the mask on, as much as possible in their seat. When they're out of their seat, they have to definitely have it on. Yeah. Our employees always have their masks on. We're really strict about that.
And I'm sure you have like hand sanitizer stations or
everywhere. Yeah, all of our employees before they start their shift have to go through a symptom check, including a temp check. We've got this down now. And as far as we know, there's not been any incident tied, in terms of an outbreak tied to any theater. Ours for sure, but anywhere we haven't heard that. From anyone. So.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been asking you questions, I guess, but
yeah, sure.
So that generator that you talked about in the beginning, is that something that you're going to keep, obviously? For I mean, it's not just
it's really interesting technology. They create positive, and I don't know if you want me to get into it, but positive and negative ions, which is sort of this forms of plasma that goes into the air, so as it circulates from the outside in, and vice versa, and then kills anything that's airborne, virus related in the auditoriums. Yeah.
Are you guys marketing that? Because I feel like that's a good.
Yeah, it's part of our overall B Showcase
Safe.
initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in theater, you'll see that. You'll see it on our website. You'll see it through our social channels, our Facebook. We've talked a lot about it. And even just talking now, like in interviews like this, we talk about it. Yeah, we've gone, I think, above and beyond from in terms of, if you look at industries and comparing us to restaurants and everything else where there's an indoor environment. I really, and personally, and I've been to obviously the theater since the outbreak, I feel 100% safe. Personally.
Yeah, I've been there.
I know what we've done. I've known what we've done to sort of work towards as much of a prevention as possible.
Thank you. And thank you for helping us be able to return there and know, not just wonder, but know. Because we were trying to buy tickets for something, and like you said, the algorithm, it would not let us. It wouldn't let us sit in a certain spot because someone was directly in front of us. So, exactly. I mean, you're not just saying it to say it; it's true. So, thank you for keeping us safe, and thank you for making sure that when we enter your establishment, it's nothing but safety from the time we go in to the time we leave.
Yeah, so you can be free to enjoy the movie, which is why you're there,
Yeah, of course. Jack, do you have any final?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could tell some of our viewers and listeners what X Plus is.
Yeah.
Compared to TV.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, so X Plus is through Showcase, it's our own we call these formats premium large format. So IMAX is that, a premium large format, but X Plus is ours that we've created. And so it's laser projection. It's several story high giant screen. So you're immersed into the movie. It's recliners. And then the newest X Plus, which is at Legacy Place, is a dual laser projection. And then we have Dolby Atmos sound, which surrounds you. So it's just incredible to see a movie in that environment. Like seeing the last Star Wars, I saw it at Legacy Place, X Plus. It's just incredible. I saw, Tenet there. Seeing these kind of movies in that environment it just blows you away. And it's interesting. When I saw Tenet there, it'd been several months since the pandemic, and when you're in that environment, you sort of forget, what we had, and it just brought it all back because I hadn't been in the movies, for a couple months since we had been closed. So, so this was back in the summer, in August or whenever it was. But it just made me really think about that and just think about, sometimes you forget what you're missing, Yeah. And it just brought that home when I saw that movie in that environment, and again, I remember that experience. I can't tell you what I watched last week.
Yeah.
On streaming, So,
yeah. I completely agree. Yeah. I completely agree. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we can't wait. I personally can't wait to get back Friday. I've been to the movies 3 times.
Yeah.
I try not to stay away. But just getting back for like another big budget movie like Tenet is going to be really fun. Yeah. And this experience for us is going to be even a little different. Thank you guys so much for working with us. And thank you for making this a really memorable experience.
Enjoy the movie. I think everyone's saying it's amazing. I haven't seen it yet, Wonder Woman 1984, but I hear it's amazing. So enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Yes. We're back. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Mark Malinkowski. It was really fun to do. So we're at that time. We're at that time for the spoiler review. So what do you want to go over?
I guess so. The biggest spoiler thus far I kind of already gave to you It's a bad movie. Honestly, it really is. We'll go into like detail as to why it's not good on Sunday, but like it doesn't serve any purpose at all. Like, if anything, it makes continuity errors. So there really is nothing to spoil. Like, you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for the Honest trailer for this, because it ought to be interesting. Because again, like, can you honestly think of anything that somebody would consider a spoiler? Because I can't.
No.
Exactly.
No.
There's a problem with if your movie that's part of a ginormous extended universe doesn't have a single spoiler in it. That's a problem.
I mean, I guess so. Like, if I just like when I talked to Lightcast and stuff, and they were like, you know, I was like, oh, you guys excited for Wonder Woman? And they were like, oh yeah, it was a good movie. And I was just like, oh great, like that got me hyped up.
Yeah.
And it turns out, I don't know. I don't think it was a movie for everybody.
Yeah.
Like if you were looking for something that like connected to the overall universe, if you were looking for something that like had a lot of depth, like Chris Nolan depth, you're not going to get it here.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was a second outing for Wonder Woman, and it was it had its moments of where it shined, and it brought like Gal Gadot's like heart. You know what I mean? Like it truly was a Wonder Woman film, and I guess it just goes to show you like that. I don't know. Maybe some characters aren't always supposed to have solo films. I don't know.
Wonder Woman deserves her own solo series. I mean, for the most part, she was the only one that like a lot of people enjoyed, like their solo movies in the DC extended universe, as well as Shazam. Shazam was received pretty well. I think what a big part of why the first one was good and why I enjoyed it was like Wonder Woman was just put into, like, she wasn't fighting like until the end of the movie. Once again, she wasn't fighting these gods or like overpowered beings. She was just like, she was trying to stop human conflict, right? And they try to keep that in this movie, but it doesn't work outside of, like, it doesn't work in just like the first sequence of her is just like her rescuing random weird unnecessary, like doing just unnecessary. It was like the homecoming scene where like Spider-Man gets the churro and all that stuff, but without the charm, without the funny, without the good parts. You know what I mean? It was the same thing, but just like in a cheesy bad way.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part about the original Wonder Woman? Like
the trench scene.
The trench scene?
By far.
Yeah.
By far. And again, she was placed, it was that Wonder Woman pitted against human conflict, but she was in the middle of the Great War. So like there was real conflict and real like questions like, oh, I need to stop, how can I stop mankind from fighting wars? Like that's a huge, like Wonder Woman was trying to solve all of humanity's wars in that movie, and it was like a huge thing. And like they would try, you know, Steve Trevor's trying to explain to her like it's not as simple as just like fighting a god that represents all of this. Like you can't, there is no bad guy to fight here. And that's kind of why the whole Ares thing ruined the whole movie, because that was a beautiful concept and a beautiful idea that they completely threw out the window by introducing Ares. So that it was bothersome. But in this movie, it's kind of the same thing, but like right off rip.
So like they never introduced the god the god of lying? So
yeah, something like that. Yeah, which I've never heard of, mind you. I'm half Greek, never heard of him.
The stone that you see in the trailers is what gives Pedro Pascal his power. So basically, it's like he calls it the Dream Stone, and the Dream Stone has shown up in the comics before. So when Max Lord weasels his way into getting the stone, so he hooks up with Barbara. Yeah, he hooks up with Barbara, knowing that she's like kind of a nerd and like
vulnerable.
Vulnerable to like a good-looking male. So he like puts the charm on her, asks her to go to someplace quiet.
Yeah, that classic.
Starts making out with her and like steals the stone, and then he gets it all when he's alone with the stone. He asks. So I thought that was a pretty clever wish.
Yeah.
Stone
Absolutely. He pulled a Jafar. That's what he did. Jafar, same thing. Jafar gets his hand on the lamp, and Jafar wishes to be his own genie.
Yes.
That same thing. That's exactly what he did.
So he turns into the stone. So from there, he is able to grant wishes by touching somebody. So when he touches someone and he kind of like gets them to make their wish, he grants their wish, but the stone always takes something from you as well.
Yeah.
So if you wish to be a billionaire, it'll take your
best. It will take.
It'll take your reason for living away.
The stone itself takes your best attribute. Like it's a monkey paw. They specifically say it's a monkey paw. You wish for something, and the stone in return takes your best attribute. But with Maxwell Overlord, when he becomes the stone and starts granting wishes, he gets to pick and choose what he wants to take from you. So like, I touch you, you wish for $2. I'm like, okay, I want that sock. Because that's a dope sock. I want it. Yeah. And that's how it works. But I don't really get that because the stone doesn't like decide what it's going to take. It takes the best thing about you and takes it away from you. So I'm not really understanding why he gets to specifically pick and choose what he wants from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he, not only that, but he's picking more than one thing. Like he went to the president makes a wish, and then he takes 5 different things from the president. He takes his respect, his power, his authority. He has a whole list of things that he took from one guy for one wish. So that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Like nothing adds up. There's a lot wrong with this movie, like a lot. And why is Pedro Pascal's child Asian? Why? He's not even kind of Spanish. He's 100% Asian. There's no what. Why?
I thought it was funny.
It was funny, but like at first it was funny, but the kid kept showing up. He like played a major role in the movie. He looked like the kid from the Goonies, and why?
Oh, he did look like the kid from the Goonies. He looked
just like the kid from the Goonies.
The booby chap kid.
Yeah. Why is he here? He's probably
his little brother or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why is he here?
That's hilarious. I didn't even think about that.
Why is he here?
He did look familiar that whole time, and that's definitely where I
he looks
got
just
that
like
from.
him.
Oh man. I wish we had more time. I wish I
had a better movie. I wish Patty gave me a better movie. Because we would have went for, if this movie actually turned out to be good, we would have went for it. Dude, we would have had to stop ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like, all right, yo, we got to cut this off because we would have been talking forever. Dude, we came out of the theater. Typically speaking, when we come out of the theater, we have a million things to talk about. Yo, we came out I had more to talk about coming out of that Halloween remake than this.
The kid at least fell.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No one fell this time.
Nothing happened. Nothing interesting happened.
No, the post-credit scene. So Linda Carter shows up.
Yeah. That's the whole Flashpoint thing I was talking about.
Linda Carter shows up at the end as the original person that wore the golden armor. Yeah. So she's no longer, in this continuity at least, in this multiverse, she's no longer Wonder Woman.
No.
She is the original.
But there's a solid chance that be like, oh yeah, well we used to call her Wonder Woman back in the day. You know what I mean?
Something like that.
But she's not Diana Prince.
Yeah, she's not Diana Prince. But so I don't know. And like she was like rescuing people, so it seems like I thought she died. I thought they made it out to seem like she died.
Yeah. No,
fighting the war against the man.
Yeah, it said Wonder Woman said the armor was built to design so she could withstand the entire world. Army. What? And then she's alive, just kind of chilling.
So I don't know. I'm curious as to see as if the ratings go up or down for the film because it was sitting at 81%.
I think
the day we came. So this morning when we got here. So I do think that a lot of the DC lovers are gonna continue to love this movie.
Yeah.
But that's not really the question. I hope that people like the movie because I would love to see a third Wonder Woman film.
Yeah.
Maybe Patty can. Maybe Patty will be busy with the Star Wars stuff, and we can, get someone fresh in there for Wonder Woman 3.
Yeah. Most definitely.
because I wouldn't mind seeing that.
No, I don't. Wonder Woman's not going nowhere no time soon. Like, she's coming. Patty, they'll definitely get Patty another movie. Once again, you know, Wonder Woman, out of all of DCEU's movies, Wonder Woman was by far the most well received all around by everybody. So she's not going anywhere. Yeah. And it's Wonder Woman. She's big three in DC. She ain't going nowhere.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's really all the time we have for you today. We only have this room for so long.
Yeah, it was nice enough for them to let us use it in the first place.
Yeah, and so we'll be back. We'll be doing this again soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully for Black Widow.
Yes.
We can do it from Dedham Legacy Place.
Yeah.
And do a whole live stream show from it. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be amazing.
Let us, guys, please, if you can, donate. If you can, please. Get out to your local theaters, support them as much as you can, buy some popcorn, buy some concessions, because that's where they make their money.
You guys got any movie recommendations, anything of the sort? Let us know. Just get in touch with us. Get in touch with us.
Get in the comments. Let us know what you thought of Wonder Woman. If it reached your expectations, or if it didn't reach your expectations, why?
So what I'm gonna do when we do our actual in-depth talk about on Sunday, I'm gonna go live. And so make sure you guys tune in. I'm going to go live on my personal Facebook. That's Justice Holmes on Facebook. I'm going to go live on that page so that way we can I want to converse with you guys as we're doing our in-depth. I want to hear what you have to say, what you thought of it, blah, 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 etc. So please tune in.
Yep. And as always, we do it for you.
We do it for the culture.
And we do it for the culture. And we're not stopping here. This is hopefully the start of a long relationship with Showcase Cinemas.
Damn right.
And I can't stress this enough, to Showcase Cinemas, thank you so much for this opportunity. And
we appreciate you. We really do. I had a great
really
time.
Do.
I really
please anyone who has a showcase around them, specifically them.
Yeah.
Go support them because they're doing a tremendous job.
Look around you. All of this, everything you see, they provided for us, right? Yeah. We just brought our equipment. Everything else, they went out of their way to decorate for us. You know what I'm saying? Gave us our own room, did some decorations. I don't know whose birthday it is, but they told me I was special with some balloons and some more. Shout out to you guys. We really appreciate you. And he gave me hand sanitizer.
Yeah, and we'll be back on Sunday. So tune in Sunday for your regularly scheduled programming.
Mr. Look at Drizzle going on, Mr. Hollywood TV on.
Yes. if no one's told you today, I love you.
Jinxie, Minnesota.
You, and we do it for the culture.